Yeah, no problem.
All right, we're here to win. Well, I'm just like videoing this just live.
Oh, okay. So what we found inside the uterus were these polyps, which are overgrowths of the uterine lining.
Mm-hmm.
They can definitely cause increased bleeding and increased pain, okay? Based on your menstrual history, I do think that you are not ovulating regularly, and some of what you're going through is sort of perimenopausal, overgrowth of the uterine lining, all of this kind of thing, causing, as we said, increased bleeding and pain.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with polyps is that they have a chance of being precancerous. And so whenever we see them, we recommend removal, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so what this would be for you would be a dilation and curettage, which is a minor procedure that's done in the hospital. And you're asleep, so you don't feel any of it. But basically,
you go under general anesthesia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I go up inside the uterus and basically clean everything out like that, so that the lining of the uterus is cleaned up, the polyps are removed, they're sent for biopsy, and then we kind of go from there and see how you do.
Okay. And so it wouldn't be like a hysterectomy or anything?
I mean, that's your choice. That's an option, but I mean, I was reading back through your chart, it didn't seem like an option that you wanted, so I wasn't going there right away.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't really know what the
Sure.
ramifications are. Is
Sure.
you get a hysterectomy or not?
Sure.
I don't really know much about
No
it.
problem. This is the first step, okay? Sometimes people hear about this and they say, well, what are the problems with a DNC? And I say, well, it's not a definitive treatment, meaning...
Oh, that's what this is, a DNC?
Yeah, a DNC stands for dilation and curettage. So dilation means opening the cervix, and curettage means cleaning it out.
Okay.
Yep. And so that's how we get the polyps out.
But is that what people have after miscarriage?
They can.
Oh, okay. I've heard the term before. I just didn't know what it was. Okay.
We do it for a lot of different reasons. Like sometimes people have fibroids in there. Sometimes they don't even have polyps, but they just have heavy bleeding. I just did a DNC for somebody who didn't have any uterine abnormalities, but she was just bleeding a ton. Actually, she was the same age as you. But we do it all the time, especially around menopause times when we're just trying to get some pathology and get everybody cleaned up.
Okay.
So anyway, but in your case, there are polyps, and so I recommend this DNC procedure to get them all out.
Okay.
But anyway, some people say, well, is this going to for sure solve my problem? And I say not necessarily, because even after I remove these polyps in the lining of the uterus, it still may grow back. If you're still ovulating again, you might have more pain, you might have more bleeding, the polyps might grow back. And after they hear that, they say, well, isn't there a treatment that you can do to get rid of them forever? And I say, yes, that would be taking out your whole uterus. Now, that's a hysterectomy. Okay. And we leave your ovaries inside because you still need whatever hormones are left. But anyway, at least we would remove the whole uterus. And frankly, we now remove the whole fallopian tubes as well, because the finger-like ends of the tubes we now know are what causes ovarian cancer. So taking out the fallopian tubes but leaving the ovaries, believe it or not, is a risk reduction for ovarian cancer. Anyway, So all that to say, those are your options. I mean, obviously there's another option to do nothing, but I saw that you called even between your last visit and now with heavy bleeding, so.
Oh yeah,
I highly,
excessive, over 48 hours of excessive bleeding. I ended up going to urgent care because I called when you guys weren't here.
Yeah.
But they didn't do anything. I mean, they said they could do the exam, and I was like, well, can you just tell me what the blood work and the urine? And they said it was okay. So I was like, I'll just wait till I'm done bleeding then, because I'm excessively. I just felt uncomfortable, and I don't know. It was a male doctor too. I don't know. I just was like, all right then. I was only coming because I called up the office here, and they said you should go to the ER if you've been excessive bleeding for over 4 or 6 hours, whatever the lady said.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If you get a hysterectomy, do you still have periods?
Nope, because what a period is the lining of the uterus is shedding, and since the whole uterus would be gone, there'd be no more periods.
And you'd still have the ovaries for the hormones.
The ovaries stay inside.
Which one's better to get done?
Hysterectomy. My dad would say the hysterectomy because you have.
She's going to the next step, right?
No, you have something that isn't working right. You may redevelop it. You have periods that are very excessive from what the internet says is a standard woman's thing. You're reducing your risk of an additional cancer, and you're still getting all of whatever hormones are in there. So you're getting rid of a period. Why would you not want that?
There's a downside. So a hysterectomy is what we call a major surgery, where a DNC is a minor procedure. So with the DNC, you're only in the hospital for the one day. By the next morning, you're totally fine, good to go, no restrictions, everything's great.
So you sleep overnight one night,
No,
and then you leave the next day.
with the
DNC.
no,
Oh.
it's same day surgery.
Oh,
You go
okay.
in and have this procedure, 5 hours go by, and you're good to go. And
Okay.
you go home, and everything's great. With a hysterectomy, you are in the hospital over one night, but it's a major surgery because removing these organs is considered major surgery, although we do it robotically, but anyway. And then there's really a 6-week recovery. So
6 weeks of
So-
not doing what?
So after about a week, you'll be able to drive and kind of like move around a little bit better. But I mean, I don't know what you're responsible for. You know, I wouldn't go back to work if you work outside the home for 6 weeks. People tell me how tired they are, you know, all this kind of thing. But like your husband said, it is definitive and it is a risk reduction. So there's a lot to weigh.
Yeah. What are the risk reward benefits for each? Like,
So with the DNC, day surgery, we get some pathology, which is very important. You're back up on your feet within hours, you know, with basically the type of cramping that you're having right now. Hysterectomy, it's definitive, but major surgery, you're in the hospital over one night, 6-week recovery. But when it's done, it's done.
All right, Doc, I have one also question.
Sure.
Say she went for the lesser surgery.
Mm-hmm.
On a scale of 1 to 100, 100% being she'll never be in the hospital again for what she was in for last time. What would you say the likelihood of her going into the hospital again if you just do this one little baby surgery? Take this little baby thing out.
I have absolutely no way of knowing. I can't give you a percentage because, I mean, who knows? Is this her last gasp? You know, you missed a couple periods in November and December. Maybe this is it and you're not going to have any more. I've certainly done DNCs where I think to myself, oh, if only we waited another couple months, she was done anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't say it out loud, but I think to myself, oh, she's done.
you can tell that?
No.
Oh,
Look, I know them. I see them later, you know, and they don't have any more periods ever, and I'm like, oh my god.
But
Where
so
other
if you
people,
do if you do that surgery, the bigger one,
Mhm.
can she ever go in the hospital for what she had last time?
No, because you're
guaranteeing a lot by removing it. I will tell you that.
Well, what's the percentage probability that polyps grow back?
that I can't answer either.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen some people, they go back within months, and
Yeah.
and then the person's like, take it out, Dr. Pollender, like,
Yeah.
please. And I've had other ones where I do it once and they're good to go for forever.
If it's anything like your kidney stones, then don't you have those again?
Yeah.
The body may just like reproduce back certain things.
Well, yeah.
I don't
mean, they're
exactly
not
know.
related,
It just might be in your
yeah.
genetics, right? To reproduce certain things. You have a lot to think about. But I think what she's saying is if you take it out,
Yeah, then I don't
she
have to
won't go
worry
in the
about
hospital. You won't go in the hospital again. You won't have another period again. You have a lesser chance of another sort of cancer, which I don't know if you're a high percentage chance for that or not. And you have also 0 chance of getting pregnant.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know.
We didn't even mention that, but yes,
I don't
that
know
is
if you're
true.
interested in getting
Yeah.
pregnant, right?
No,
Because this is something that you would go through. So you have 0 chance of that also.
Yeah.
If you do the hysterectomy.
And
So-
so it would be a recovery time of 6 weeks, 1 week not, 1 week minimal till you drive,
Yeah.
and then
And then you're just recovering. Like you're up and you're moving around, but
can you play tennis?
No.
And do sports?
no,
Not for how many?
not
weeks?
for 6 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, but you can be up and doing activities around your house. You can go for a small walk if you
Yeah.
want, but no real exercise for 6 weeks. What else? No sex for 6 weeks for sure. Don't go in the water for 6 weeks.
oh, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
No water, no
water,
pool
no
or
pool,
beach.
not anything, not even a bath. Just have to shower.
Oh.
Because I don't want. Basically, there's stitches at the top of your vagina where I take out the uterus and cervix. So this wall of the vagina fits right over to this one once everything is removed, And these stitches, I want them to heal. I don't want there to be water, like bacteria in there.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the DNC, what would be the going in the water, sex?
A week.
All that.
Right.
A week.
Yeah.
And then you can do all these things.
I mean, we can do the DNC and see how things go, and always have the hysterectomy in our back pocket as well. Just because you choose one doesn't mean it's, you know, the other one's off the table forever.
Right. Well, unless you choose the hysterectomy.
Well, then it's, then you're just cutting it. So.
Then, yeah. Okay. I don't know.
And
I think I gotta think about
Yeah,
it.
I was just gonna say, you don't have to make a decision today.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just give my scheduler a call and let her know what you're thinking about. I'll submit the request to her for both so that she knows what we're thinking about, and you can just tell her which one you want to do.
What hospital do you go to?
St. Joe's Women's, down by the stadium.
That's it? That's the only choice?
That's it.
Okay. I mean, not that I'm sure.
I know, do you like a different one?
No. That's right. I
I'm
have my
teasing you,
kids
yeah.
too, so I'm like,
That's
yeah,
it.
no, I like St. Joe's Women's a lot. I just didn't know.
No.
I'm assuming our insurance is with St. Joseph's because.
Well, my scheduler will check with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? If you think of anything, please give me a call anytime. Okay, I want you to be fully invested, aware, everything. I want all questions. Anything that comes in your brain, I want it to come out your mouth.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
I know my wife's very young. At my wife's young age, what is the value of this thing for the rest of her life?
The uterus itself?
What value does it have to moving forward, not what she's done with it in the past, housing children and making children, things like that. Moving forward at her very young age, what value does it provide to an adult woman?
Sure. So actually it doesn't do anything anymore, because right now all it is responding to the hormones or lack thereof that's going on. And so it doesn't, aside from having the kids, it doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Obsolete.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I can't think of any other questions right now.
But if you do, please call.
Yes.
I'm always be happy to answer anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have a recommendation of one or the other?
I really don't. Like I said, I've had hundreds, if not thousands, of patients in your exact situation. Some have chosen one, some have chosen the other. Like I said, some are happy with just a DNC and they go on to menopause and we never have to do anything else. Other people have a DNC and they're bleeding again the next month and they're like, book me for a hysterectomy.
Do you know the percentage of people that have the DNC and then still have to get that? Okay, that's just
I don't
trying to figure out.
stats. I know.
I don't hate to have both things. Like,
It's
if you
true.
don't need both.
Yeah.
Like, just go right to that one. But if you don't need that one, then maybe do the easier one. But
I don't have to think about.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's not one right answer either. I mean, I would tell you if I thought there was. There are some people who